Hi, this week I'm going to show you how to turn your note-taking practices into real learning opportunities through journaling. A lot of people might have a misconstrued understanding of what it means to learn, because we think that regurgitating information, which is how tests are structured, means we're learning something. But the reality is that true learning occurs when we change our behavior. And while note-taking is an exceptional form of improving retention and recall of information, it doesn't necessarily lead to the type of change we want. And a colleague of mine once called this the conference effect. You know, you go to a conference and you see all of these inspiring talks and you feverishly are writing down all of these notes, and then you go home and they kind of fall flat. Nothing actually changes. So when we can accelerate our note-taking or turn our note-taking into real learning opportunities, we can change that. And there's 4 simple pieces of real learning opportunities from note-taking. So you'll want to write down all of these great ideas. Definitely keep that practice. And then next you want to ask yourself a few questions. The first is relate. So how do these ideas or concepts relate to my own personal experiences? So helpful to start to try to connect those dots and relate what you're hearing with what you have done and seen and might be struggling with. And next, because we all get so many great ideas when we're taking notes in a conference or workshop or webinar, is to identify experiments. Right? And I like to frame it as experiments because that gives us permission to fail. Might not go right or well, and that's okay. It's an experiment. So write down all of the different experiments that you have in mind, inspired by the talk or lecture or workshop or book or podcast, whatever it is. Write down all of the experiments that you have in mind. Now, generally, we have more ideas than we can act on. And so it's really important to identify what you are going to act on. And so that's the next step, is action. What specific and small action are you going to commit to taking to apply lessons learned? It doesn't have to be monumental. It might help to prioritize your list of experiments and figure out, which might be the most important, or what's the lowest hanging fruit, and what's the very next step to start with that experiment. And last but not least, as you move forward through the world with these new ideas and concepts in mind, you might look at things differently. You might look at your circumstances or challenges a little bit differently with these ideas or concepts as a new lens with which you will see the world. So when you look through your circumstances with these new ideas and concepts in mind, what comes up? Reflecting on that and keeping that part of how you move forward as well. It always helps with reflections like this if you can share them with a friend. Of course, your journal is for yourself and you don't need to share the specifics of your journal, but when you can share the actions that you are committing to take, or the reflections and how you're relating, or what you're seeing differently when you look at the world and your experiences through these new challenges or through these new perspectives, it helps keep the learning alive and really turn those notes and those great ideas into the positive change you want to make. Now, as always, if you have some journals that you have piled up but you're not writing in as much as you want, or feel anxious or unsure about where or how to start your journaling practice, or just want camaraderie, you're always welcome to join us at a journal jam. Details about the next one and how to register are below. And if you liked the prompts in this video and you think that they would be helpful to a friend, please like us, subscribe, and share. Friends share inspiration with other friends. Thank you so much, and be well.